On today's episode of Keep It Coming podcast.
If you ask someone on a date, do you typically have to pay? Well, literally, this is how it goes when guys are watching porn. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, this is so hot. And then they bust and like, oh, shit. Get it away. There's a saying that if it wasn't for gays, we wouldn't have color TV. I don't think someone should be doing something that doesn't make them money.
For real. Woo! Yay!
Welcome back to the Keep It Coming podcast. Shayan, you met Dave Chappelle.
Yes, I did. I met him with my sugar daddy at the Four Seasons, Beverly Hills. And I was like, there's no way. Like, there is no way. And for people who don't know,
Real quick, what year was this? Like this recent Dave Chappelle or like older Dave Chappelle?
This was like a year ago.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, so a lot of people don't realize this, but I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan. I love comedy. I love comedians. I used to watch the Chappelle show all the time. Ass and titties, ass and titties. And then what was the other one where he made fun of the Mitsubishi commercial?
Oh, yeah. Days Go By.
Days Go By. He was like, get out of my car, bitch.
That was really funny. I forgot about that one.
So good. But I know he has a lot of drama with I would say the radical side of the trans community because a lot of my trans friends think he's fucking hilarious. And I think a lot of his jokes are hilarious. And I'm not pandering to anyone or anything. I recognize comedy and I can tell when something is coming from, it's current, it's a topic. So let's push it versus like, is it coming from a place of like hate? And I don't think it's coming from a place. I think not a lot of comedy is not coming from a place of hate. It's obviously like it's meant to make you feel a little uncomfortable, and that's where the joke comes from. But I went up to him and I was like,
she got deep for a second.
Hi, Dave. Like I was like, I just wanted to say, like I'm trans.
You actually said that?
Yeah, I did. And I was like, and I think you're so funny. And
were you drunk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, wasted. And he was like, and he literally was just sitting there like at the bar. Like he looked like he was going through it. And he looked at me and he was like, no way. Like he was like, you don't understand how much that means to me. He's like, I am never coming from a place of hate.
He probably wants to pull out his phone and be like, can you say that on camera, please?
Yeah, no, for real.
Can you tell
for
everyone?
real. And I was like, yeah, so, but I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. Like when he said that joke about him being in the club and then he said the lights came on and he was dancing on a girl and he looked down and saw some knuckles. I died.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, knuckle down over here.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I love Dave Chappelle, but this does, yeah.
And your friends?
All of them. They love
good.
him. They think he's
Love
hilarious.
That.
Yeah.
Is Rick Thina?
What? I don't know, actually. I haven't really spoke to Athena about Dave Chappelle on that. But I don't know. I think he's great. And I think at the end of the day, like, as much as, I think we do have to get back to a place of comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Know.
I mean, I feel like we're getting there.
Slowly.
You know what I mean?
Surely.
Like, we made it through COVID. So.
Yeah.
So text versus calling. This is a hot topic I've been wanting to talk about on here for a while, and I keep forgetting about it. I am more of a text person. You are more of a call person. Because if you text Shayan, you'll get 3 to 5 business days before you get a response. Whereas like I respond immediately. But that also goes into the conversation of, is there such thing as responding too quickly? Like, I don't know if we talked about it in this previous episode, so I'm sorry if we didn't. But I had someone who broke up with me because I text too quickly on text message because he was like, you were too available. It was
That's
like,
so
he literally was like, oh, that's
crazy.
weird. Like, and I say the word broke up, but like, I don't really date people. But like, he basically ended shit because he's just like, dude, every time I text you, you responded so fast. It
Well,
was
you're
like,
a Libra. You're efficient.
yeah, it was just like, it was just, you're always available. Like, it was just really weird to me. And like, it really put me in my head to when people started texting me, I started intentionally giving them like 5 minutes to respond. Now I'm over that. Now I want immediately. But I don't know. I don't like when people call me. I don't like it. Other than you. But I mean, for the most part, when people call me, I'm just like, I'm probably in the middle of doing something. I have to stop what I do. I have to call, like, we're in the middle of filming a podcast. If you call me, you're going to hear the jingle on the goddamn screen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm text, but there's people who are just like, oh, it's the year 2025. Like, you should just text. And then the other people is like, yo, it's the year 2025. Like, just call me. You'll get it done faster. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know. It's hard because from a business point of view, I mean, I do know that like if you are like, let's say transactionally working on something, I mean, you do want to keep a record of everything so that you could look back
For
at
sure.
it, right?
But then I fuck up
but then
because
that also shoots you in the foot too.
well, it hasn't shot me in the foot, but for me, I put like disappearing messages on like WhatsApp for like things. Like there's even a boy that hit me up a couple days ago and was like, "You want to talk on disappearing messages?" And I don't ask questions. I'm like, "You probably got a girlfriend or something like that." But like then it's like I don't like disappearing messages because there's no receipt. Like I don't like not being able to pull the receipt up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So someone needs to come up with an app that just like records automatically all of your calls and like puts them in a text form via AI and just like reads it back.
Oh my God. Well, I think isn't it
it's
like
called a voicemail, but still.
Oh, right. Well, isn't there a way they can like trace your phone? Like if you did something crazy, like they'll like trace your phone or something?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, good.
Elon Musk owns Telegram, and so I'm pretty sure he's not tracing anything.
Oh my God, you know what Anthony did, which is so crazy? I
Who's
forgot.
Anthony?
You.
Oh.
I forgot that you
I
did
forget my
this
name
thing
sometimes.
where
People call me
it's like,
Tony, and I forget sometimes.
oh, well, I like Anthony because it's like Anthony. Like I could use my little voice, even though you hate that voice. But I think it was so crazy. I didn't know Apple had
Let's bring
this
this back.
option.
We just unpacked so much real quick.
What?
Your little voice.
You don't like my voice?
We haven't talked about that. So
It's cute.
No. For anyone watching, I don't know if you've noticed, but like we'll segue into something, and Shayan will catch herself stop, and then come back and be like, "What about you?" And like anyone who knows that when your voice goes up a couple octaves, you're lying or it's disingenuous. So like, you guys probably don't see it because we edit it out for the most part. But a lot of times she'll come back, she's like, "What about you?" And I'm like, "All right, we need to take that voice down."
But no, I mean, yes, I do that. But also, I've always done that because in high school, people used to imitate me and they'd be like, "Hi, my name is Shayan." And they would always say like, "Oh, you have like range," but I don't because I'm like tone deaf.
That's funny.
But no, I didn't know Apple had this option. Did you know this? That when you die, someone gets full access.
Yeah, we talked about this actually.
We never talked about it.
Yes, we did because I gave you my code.
Yeah, no.
And
yeah,
I told
we
you,
didn't
I was
talk about
like,
it on
if I
this.
die,
Yes.
this is the code that you get, and it immediately
I got
allows
a
you
QR
to.
code of his phone one day randomly. He was just like, "Hey, if I die, here's my QR code. Wipe everything."
Yeah, literally. It gives you access to like, you can send it to one person as like your like pass it on type shit.
Yeah. And he was
yeah.
just like,
I was like, if I die, this is a
wipe
QR
it
code.
all.
And it's cool because you could it actually has very specific instructions on when you die. And like you're able to put in like your account numbers, you're able to put in your like codes to your safe, like all this stuff.
Who knew
And
this was a
it just
thing?
comes as a QR code. So when you die, you submit a report to Apple with the QR code, and then you're able to get access to everything. It's so crazy.
I literally got. Yeah,
I was just like, I don't want my mom to see all this shit. And like, the last thing is like, here's your son's phone. He died in a car accident, and she goes through, and it's just like, ooh.
Oh yeah, no.
Rough.
Oh, yeah, no. My phone is just dick.
All the
dick,
pictures of
dick,
Logan
dick.
being cute.
Well, no, now your phone is just photos of me.
It
naked.
really, really, really is. Oh my God. Anyone who goes, it's so funny because like people used to be like, "You're not gay," and I would jokingly be like, "Here, do you want to go through my pictures?" Now I'm like, I really can't even use that method anymore because they're gonna go through my pictures and she's naked Shayan all day long from all of her OF content.
No, it's so crazy. This is how close we are. So he was like, "Okay, these videos do really well." So he was like, "Put the phone down and I want you to walk over and squat on it and get up." And the whole time I'm thinking like, he's going to have to edit this later and actually see like full fucking 4K of my asshole.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, that's not as bad as what it could be though. Cause like you hit me up the other day saying that you had a message on OF of a guy wanting to fart. And record a video of you farting. And I literally was like, well, can you just get like a cake and just recreate cake farts? I think
the fact that you know cake farts. Does anyone know the lore on cake farts?
No.
Oh,
I think it would be funny though.
Generation.
I mean, like, can you imagine Shayan just like plopping down on like a white, Christmas, a white wedding cake and just like busting ass?
Yeah, Gen Z out there. So if you guys don't know, cake farts was this very viral video of this girl who literally took a cake and she's like, you know what I really like? Cake farts. And then she just kept, and she shit. She shit at one part. No, shit. I thought I could have sworn a nugget flew out.
No, those are two different. Those are completely. That's two girls. You're mixing two different genres.
No, I swear
two
a
girl,
nugget
one
flew
cup.
out.
and cake farts are two different people.
No, I'm pulling it up because I specifically remember her pushing a little too hard.
There's no way.
And
You must have been watching like the rotten.com version of that because there's no way.
Rotten.com? What was that?
Rotten.com. That's where you used to go watch people die before E-Bombs World.
Oh, right. E-Bombs.
So Valentine's is Friday, which will have already happened because we're a week behind on filming. But Cam got a text from his landlord and she said, hey, I have reservations at a really nice restaurant. Would you come with me? And they have never had this dialogue before. So my question is, and I have a couple questions that came along. We were actually shocked when all this happened, but would you go to a Valentine's dinner with your landlord first? And second, since she's a female and she asked him out on a date, who should have to pay for that?
Okay, well, I'm really upset that Cam would share those personal messages between you and I on the podcast. Because Cam, I'll take you on a date and I'll pay. I don't
We know
care.
he doesn't watch this shit.
Cam Casey episode, make sure to watch those. He's very sexy. So they get the visual. Ooh. I mean.
So yeah, first question, would you go to dinner with your landlord?
If he was hot, yeah. For
Okay.
sure. Oh,
you don't think that would be like mixing business with pleasure?
No.
Interesting.
Sometimes it's fun to be a little risky.
So adding more context to it, her husband was her sugar daddy who passed away and left her all of his properties. He died in the house that Cam lives in right now.
The one that I've been to. Whoa.
Yeah. So that's kind of an ongoing thing now where it's like, how crazy would it be if like he brought her back and they hooked up in Cam's bedroom, which is now their old master bedroom. And, you know, the husband got to watch. It's a little bit of a cuck situation.
That's kind of very sadistic.
Which we know that Miss Nadia lives for the cuck situation.
Yeah, you do. Nadia's
Nadia
here, y'all.
is
Y'all
here.
love Nadia. She's here.
Yeah, Miss Nadia is here. She's keeping the energy high.
Yes, she is.
She'll be here. Don't forget to stay till the end because Miss Nadia is going to be asking us our game show questions.
Yes, and she's going to be answering some questions too that you guys have.
So yeah. So you would go on the date with them. Perfect. Got it.
Hot.
Do you think this should probably be more of a hot topics question, but who would pay for that dinner then?
I don't mind paying.
If you ask someone on a date, do you typically have to pay?
Yeah.
But like, see, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Nadia, anyone in the studio audience, would you let us know? What are your thoughts if a female asks a male to go to dinner on Valentine's Day, who is expected to pay?
Or like, okay.
Actually, you know what? Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm really interested on this.
But like, you know that there's like females that like get down on one knee and ask the guy to like marry them.
Wild.
But it's not like, you're not going to get down on one knee and be like, okay, now you have to go get me a ring. Like you're going to have the ring ready to go. Right?
Interesting.
So it's like, I don't know.
Anyhow, so who is going to be Shayan's Valentine's date, which again will have been last week?
Okay, so crazy. Okay, so I need advice actually.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, I'm going to do it. So I don't necessarily need advice, but I'm going to tell everyone that I'm about to do something very stupid. So I went on a date with this guy 2 years ago, and he lives in Orange County.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I can't say his name, nothing. I'm not saying your name because he was like, my biggest fear is ending up on your podcast and you're like going to talk shit about me. I'm not talking shit about you. But
by the way, I heard this entire story.
No, but he doesn't know your name.
I don't know your name.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there you go.
But I do know that you happen to bring... No,
why
not? Why not? Everyone should know.
Why no? Why?
This motherfucker brought a gun to dinner.
Oh, he did bring a gun to dinner. Yeah. It was hot. It was sexy. Oh, I love dating a guy who has like just the gun in his little... Oh, so sexy.
Yeah, Orange County hits different. I'll say that.
So hot. Yeah, so he's an Orange County boy, and
that's
he's
just wild.
Just perfect.
Why would you need to bring a gun to dinner? That's
I don't know.
Nuts.
It was really weird, and he kept like looking over his shoulder.
I'm
like,
a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, but I would never in a million years be like, oh, I'm gonna go to dinner with some tranny and bring my gun with me.
Well,
that just seems reasonable.
Well, the last guy I liked, you know who?
Maybe he thought you were gonna beat him up.
He walked around with a gun in his. That's actually why we almost went to jail, was because of his gun. But so we go on this amazing date. We had this amazing connection. He's so hot. He's literally like my dream guy.
How was the dick?
Amazing, everything. Like went crazy over it. And then right after we hooked up, it was like a moment And he just kind of like saw red, and he was just like, oh, not saw red because he didn't want to like hurt me, but he was just like, oh. And mind you, he was telling me like, oh, I can see a future with you, blah,
Wait,
blah,
was this a
blah.
moment after he busted a nut?
Yeah.
Got it.
And then he
That
basically,
post-nut hit hard.
he looked at me like he was just like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, and I was like, oh my God, no. Like in my mind, I'm like, I already built our whole future together.
Yeah. Well, literally, this is how it goes when guys are watching porn. They'll literally be watching it and they're like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, this is so hot. And then they bust and like, oh, shit. Get it away. Like, get it away. Burn it. Give me a lighter.
No, literally. And they unsubscribed to the OF and everything.
100%. Oh my gosh.
I see it deleted you. They just
What's crazy is literally
delete
our
it.
follows on the account will be like 100 more on a Friday night. By like Saturday
2 a.m.
morning, they're down like 300 because like 300 people just deleted their account.
Yeah. And so, So anyways, and then I was like, oh my God. And then I started crying in front of him. And I was just like, you're going to block me just like every other guy. And he was like, no, I promise you, I'm not going to block you. Like looked in my eyes. So I was like, I'm not going to block you. The moment I left, he blocked me. Hadn't heard from him in 2 years. And then he randomly hit me up like 2 weeks ago. And he was like, hey, just wanted to see how you were doing. Like, I wanted to know if you wanted to hang out. And I asked all my friends, I was like, should I give this guy another chance or not? And a lot of them were like, well, you have to understand, like, you were his first trans girl. Like, he didn't understand. He was scared. He's hardwired a certain way. And, this is different to him. And I get that. But at whose expense? At my expense. So it's like I have to be willing to educate and teach and do all this stuff and be patient with someone. And it's hard because, like, obviously at the end of the day, like, I'm going to get my feelings hurt. But I gave him a chance and we hung out and everything was good. And I was like, all right, I'm going to play it cool for once in my life, which I never do. And I'm not going to hit him up. And he literally hit me up and he was like, you didn't hit me up at all after. He was like, I thought you were going to be crazy. I thought you were going to message me like crazy and you didn't. And then he asked me what I was doing for Valentine's Day. Period. So Shayan got a Valentine. Well, he's working on Valentine's Day, but we're going to hang out tomorrow night. He's coming to spend the night. And then Thursday, we're going to go
Anyway,
out.
so all I gathered from that was something about teaching people, which my mind was like, wait, let's take it to another place. Is it your responsibility or the person's responsibility to learn when it comes to the trans community? This is a deeper question. Sorry, everything you said sounded really great, and we'll address that at some point next week. But I'll let future Anthony deal with this. But when you brought that back to teaching and whatnot, is it something that, and this also kind of goes along with not only trans, but like, Black or other ethnicities where it's just like, is it that person, should they have to do the research on it, or is it your job to teach them? Because like, I know that a lot of people would come on the OF like X and whatnot, and I scroll through a lot of the messages that you respond to, and a lot of them are just like, I've never seen this before, I've never done this before, and like, you're just a dude with makeup on, and then it's like, it's kind of like a big eye roll. It's like, okay, like, do you have to sit there and teach every person like what an actual trans person is? You have to like, in your case, do you have to teach every person about like, what BLM really means? You know what I mean? And like, this could get really deep, and I'm not trying to take it there, but it is a question where like, whose responsibility is that? It's like, you can ask certain questions, but then where's the line draw? I mean, we've kind of talked about this previously, where it's like, you don't want to walk up to a trans girl and be like, do you still have a dick?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, are you really from Africa? Like, it's like,
I totally, I mean, I just feel like there comes to a place in a time where it's like obviously establishing that connection with someone first and having that level of respect. And I do understand, especially because I feel like I specifically like going out with guys that have never been with a trans girl before, because a part of me does kind of enjoy educating them.
Okay.
And like, I do like, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of taking someone out of their like very mundane black and white world and just being that color that they so longed for.
Yeah. There's a saying that if it wasn't for gays, we wouldn't have color TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually.
I don't know if that's true, but I've heard the saying before. Just because like gays bring color to everything. So it's like without the gays, we'd probably still have black and white TV.
Oh my God, I
don't know
wonder.
if it's true or not, but it's a saying.
Wow, I like
and
that
put a pin in
saying.
this because I really want to ask this again for Miss Nadia when she sits in the hot seat.
Yes. Well, yeah. So I don't mind. I obviously don't mind educating, but it is hard sometimes because a lot of times it's like, okay, the post's not clarity. And then there's like, am I going to get the text back? Is he going to block me after? And in my mind, like if I don't get a block and you're texting me the next day, we're married, basically. Like I'm like, oh, you love me. Because majority, I would say 90% of the time, never gets to the second date.
Perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be trans.
Well, you like it. Yeah.
Trans.
Yeah, you like it. Yeah.
So I'm going through it right now with the one that pushes the cat in a stroller.
Oh, I love him.
Really sweet.
Yeah, so
and
sweet.
He's probably gonna watch this.
He's
but,
so sweet.
He hit me with
like
a little bit of an ultimatum, and that's the one thing I don't like because I will always take the worst of the ultimatum. I always will. My mind, as soon as you hit this with like a, I need to know, are we this? Or if not, then I'll always take the if not. And he sent me a little bit of an essay, and I haven't even. It was 3 days ago, and I'll be honest, I don't have the mental capacity to read essays.
Right.
I dropped out of college a long time ago.
Right.
So I don't know what it said, but I can only imagine what it said. Just because, like, I like to keep things loose and whatnot. But I'm very open. I'm very much like, this is how I am. I am too involved in business. I am too involved in the podcast. I'm too involved in OF. I'm too involved in real estate. To be able to give time to any kind of relationship outside of myself. You know what I mean? Shayan takes up a lot of my time. We are basically married. So basically. I don't need another wife. But it's weird because I do enjoy the moments. You know what I mean? I like having someone to sit and watch movies with. I like when you're too busy to talk to me on the phone. I can call someone when I want to vent about shit that goes south, you know what I mean? And just and he would listen to it. So I do like that aspect. I like having someone that does that.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't have a huge sex drive with guys that are like, I'm very much, this is going to get deep, and I'm sorry if you're watching this right now, guy. But I don't like repeat sex with people. Like very seldomly. I take sex as like more handshakey, where it's just like I just want it from someone else, and I think sex with the same person all the time is incredibly boring. Like I get bored easily. I cannot. It's like putting a piece of chicken in front of me with no seasoning on it. Like I'm not that white person that can sit there and eat a non-seasoned chicken every day. You know what I mean? Like I need to have chicken and then steak and then pork, and then I'll be vegetarian today. And then it's like I want to eat ass today.
You want to go to
but I don't want that ass. I want a hairy ass. I don't want to. Then I want a smooth ass. You know what I mean? And then like. So I don't, it doesn't work for me at all. But I like everything else. I like the idea of the cuddles and the shit. I like all that. But that I like with one person. The sex I don't like with one person.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it lead me to a question of, am I a sociopath?
No.
I don't know. I've never actually looked at the definition of it, but someone says it's like hurting pets, where you're the opposite. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I actually think that pets have more like, I would rather 5 people probably unalive themselves than my dog die.
Yeah, no.
I just look at my dog and I'm like, oh my God, he's like the cutest and most amazing thing in the world. But if like, I remember watching that, I don't know what movie it was, where it's just like, you had to pick somewhere in the world someone could die, or 100 people somewhere in the world could die, or your loved one lives. And I'm like, that's a stupid question.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, for sure.
But that makes me wonder, am I a sociopath though? Is that bad?
No. You're just
Nadia, help me.
No, you're just I will say you just have a really great business mindset, and I think it's amazing. And you've taught me a lot.
Yeah, but it's bad for personal shit. Like, I'm gonna die alone.
No, but
I've come to that.
We're all gonna die alone.
And you know what's sad is I've already planned for my dog's funeral, and he's only 3 years old, but they don't live that long, and I'm just like, he's gonna leave me too.
I know.
I'm like, fucker.
I know. I always look at my dog randomly, and I'm just like, one day we will not be together. And
yeah, it's wild.
Bawling,
crying. I don't know about that, but when I'm just sitting here, I'm like, you motherfucker. I've already had him for 3 years, and time goes so dang fast. And I was like, so. Let me know if I'm a sociopath.
No. You're very intelligent. You're very smart. You've actually taught me a lot about how to operate business, because I am so the opposite of a business person. and fully react on emotion. I'm a very emotional person, and I've learned that the more I try my hardest to take my emotions out of it, the more progress I see in business. And it's hard. And it's so hard because even it's like, oh, like you have to worry about like, okay, this person had a bad day or that person had a bad day. But at the same time, it's like when you're in it and it's business time, you just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You have to have the blinders on. And I think that's why I'm more excited to get back into dating, because before I didn't have shit going for me. So I'd meet a guy and I'd be like, you're everything to me. Like, you're my worth, my everything. But now it's like, okay, I have stuff going for me. If you're going to cause me emotional distress, then you got to get the fuck out of my life, because I have to focus so much on so many other things that fulfill me and bring me fulfillment. So I also think that's another thing. I mean, you might just feel really fulfilled in and of yourself.
Yeah, but I don't even know if you talked about this on one of the previous episodes, but like I don't have hobbies. Like
you don't need hobbies.
No, but that's not true, because like oftentimes people ask like, oh, like what are your hobbies? Like what do you like to do? Again, like this takes us back to previous episodes where like my brain doesn't think that way, because like I don't think someone should be doing something that doesn't make them money.
For real.
I don't know why. I look at it and I'm like, oh, you know, like one of my friends, he's like, I love to go mountain biking. I'm like, yeah, but like, how is that going to make you more money? Like, I don't know why.
Unless
I
if
just
you
look at that.
record it and create a whole channel.
But I will
for
say, like,
mountain
if you're successful and you've made it and you're there and like you have no bills, then you can have hobbies. I think I think having hobbies is like a luxury thing that like you have to afford to be able to do. But like oftentimes so many people have all these hobbies and like work a 9-to-5 job making minimum wage, and it blows my mind. But that's why I have to kind of take myself out of Anthony world and be like, okay, like not everyone thinks like you. Like a lot of people, like, you know, we have a brand new manager and he earlier today mentioned that there are people who, you know, schools teach you to be employees. Like that's it. Like when you go to school, they literally teach you just to be an employee, not to be a boss. And it's like interesting because he gave me a little bit of perspective on it, because it's just like I've always been trying to think of the verbiage to be able to say that, because I see so many people who work like horrible jobs but have like a ton of hobbies, and I'm like, to me that just seems incredibly wasteful of your time.
But also people need to learn that you can literally monetize on literally anything. I mean, we literally and Miss Nadia taught me too. I can record anything and people will watch it and people will buy it. Yeah. Like literally.
But I also feel like a broken record, we bringing the money up again and again on an episode, because it's like we should be talking about a lot of other things, but it's hard because it always kind of goes back to that, you know? And like, sorry to get deep on everyone. So back to the happiness and the fun things. So Shayan has a date for Valentine's Day.
Yay!
Which is fucking lame, because you're normally my date on Valentine's Day.
Well, he might
It's okay. Me and Nadia may have to do something on Valentine's Day.
We know, but Friday, I don't think he's working on Friday. So I'll be a free Friday, but I'm spending it on Thursday.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll see how it goes. I'll probably cry and lose my mind, and he'll probably never talk to me again. But yay! Wow, I can't believe you're still here. You need therapy.
Call 1-800-KEEP-IT-COMING.
So what are your hobbies?
Honestly, when people ask me, I just make shit up. Like literally, like, well, I don't want to be like an asshole and just be like, my only hobby is making money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's a podcast, but this podcast doesn't make me money. So essentially this might be an actual fucking hobby. But I've never heard of hobbies. Actually, hobbies you spend money on. So you know what? My hobby is making the podcast. My hobby is entertaining all of you for free. But what are your hobbies, Miss Shayan?
Jerking off 3 times a day and being hot.
Oh, cute.
And stalking my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that leaves us to the perfect topic. Wait, what season is it again?
Pisces. We are in Pisces season. This month brings a potent new moon in your sign, opportunities to advance professionally and personally, and one stressful eclipse. However, if you're down to stay focused on self-care, you'll survive unscathed. Well, we don't want scat either, because that would be stressful. With just another excuse to kick it at home. During February, you may have felt hungry for attention. I'm always feeling hungry for attention. And rest assured, those needs are taken care of this month, even if it feels like Cupid came late.
Oh, cute. Yay. Well, now it's time for one of our favorite new, what are they?
Is it new anymore?
What is it? Yeah, it's not even new anymore.
Yeah, our favorite section.
There we go. What is segment?
Segment.
Perfect. Coming in hot.
Yay! Woo!
All right. So our very first question. This is from an anonymous person. So there's this guy my friend is really into, but doesn't know if she should push him to make her a boyfriend. And I say this because he has a girlfriend and they've been together for a while and not sure how their dynamic works. I can't. This is too much.
Wait, where's my whiteboard?
So there's this guy my friend is really into, but doesn't know if she should push him to make her a boyfriend. And I say this because he has a girlfriend and they've been together for a while and not sure how their dynamic works. But my friend is really in the mood to make herself a part of the party, if not the primary. So there's a guy my friend is really into, but doesn't know if she should push him to be a boyfriend.
Okay.
And I say this because he has a girlfriend. Okay, I can't read this again. I'm dying right now because my brain turns to scrambled eggs trying to read this shit.
Hold on. I think I got this.
Okay. What do we got?
So hold on. Carry over the 3.
I want to hear your guys' comments on this. We're gonna go on to the next question.
Wow, I thought I got it right. No? Oh. Don't ever give someone a whiteboard. You know what they're gonna do.
So, if there was an award ceremony for OnlyFans, which category would you win in? I think it would be like Bukkake 5,000.
Is that where people shit on you?
No, that's Catty.
Oh, Scotty.
Bukkake is when someone busts a nut on your face.
Oh, wow. No, not me. Because they'll get it in my hair, my eye, and then I'll be like, hey.
Oh, well, we are
the
filming
podcast.
later, so.
Best starfish.
Oh,
Yes.
Patrick Starfish.
Yep.
Yay. So that's it for our coming in hot questions. Please make sure that you send us any of your questions,
Yes.
either email, text, pigeon, somewhere. We're trying to figure out exactly where to have you guys
And if
send
you
them.
don't
but somewhere.
know how to read or write, hooked on phonics. Because whoever said
Hooked on phonics works
right?
for me.
Hooked on phonics? Or
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
was that Muzi? Muzi was learning a different language. You don't remember Muzi?
That's all, folks.
All women in LA secretly hate each other, and all men in LA secretly want to fuck each other.
Why do you think that is?
Ooh, I don't know. I actually don't even know the answer to it, but I've seen it happen because I have one of my really good friends. He's friends with like all the like top model male Instagram guys, and he's like gay, but he pulls like the bro card where like people don't know he's gay, but he makes friends with all these dudes, right? And it's so funny because some of them I've even had crushes on these guys for years and like obsessed with them on Instagram, like oh my god, they're so hot. And he told me the other day that he was like, any guy that you see me photographed with or on my story or that I hang out with, he's like, I am fucking them.
Wild.
He's like, I am plowing them. And I'm like, that's so crazy because some of these guys have dated these top like female influencers, celebrities, all this stuff. And they have no idea. Like, these girls are fighting each other. You're fighting the wrong person, babe.
That's funny. Yeah.
Like, you need to be fighting the like, yeah. It's pretty
So
wild.
why do you think all women secretly hate each other, though?
Well, because I think a lot of women see each other as competition. And I'm like, babe, your competition is not another woman. You're a competition.
Well, why do you think LA women want to fight each other, though?
Well, because I feel like a lot of them find each other as competition. When in reality, your competition is not another woman. Your competition is another man.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, specifically Anthony.
Bum. Coming to a 7-Eleven near you.
You can get
Bathroom
your own
Goyle.
No, the truck stop.
Literally. That's funny.
Yeah, by Coolidge College. I remember.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
that's an interesting statement.
Yeah.
Brings me to another topic that is completely unrelated.
Oh, okay.
But if you have a birthday
Uh-huh.
and you are throwing a party and it's at a restaurant that's nice, should you be paying for your guests to have dinner there, or should your guests have to pay for their own dinner?
Ooh, okay. Case by case scenario.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I do my big birthdays every year.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I did a huge party. It was like 100
Right.
people. Ended up costing me like upwards of $10,000 to
Yeah.
just have it catered,
Yeah.
alcohol, open bar,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And this last year, I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing this shit
Yeah.
again. So I just took a group of friends. We went to Lowry's and I told them each to bring like
So
$100
good.
cash. You know what I mean? But
So good.
I still felt bad. I really did feel
Really?
bad. I was like, dang, $100, like making people come to see me at my birthday was kind of cringe a little bit. But like, I recently went to one of our friends' birthdays where it ended up being $940 per person to go. It was like literally dinner, party bus, the bottle service. And at the end, it was like, oh, you guys can just Venmo me. And it was $936 for 40 something people. And like, it made me think like,
Did you
damn,
all
like,
get laid after? Like,
right? No, but like,
happy ending too?
I literally was like, dang, like I felt so bad. But then like when I start asking around, it's such a diverse, like, it's like some people agree, yes, you should. And some people think that no, it's like, it's uncouth or very like gross. I don't know.
Well, okay, so dinner is like, if you're going to go and sit at a dinner and whatever, that I understand. Like, it's like, okay, you basically pay for what you get. But like, remember that one year I threw a party on a yacht and I rented it. I paid for it myself.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
did.
ask for money or anything like that. I just said, just be here at this time. The boat takes off.
Yeah.
The boat, yacht. Sorry, I misgendered the boat. But, it's taking, and it's like, but I wasn't, asking someone to pay for something like that, that's weird. It really gives like, hey, can you drive me home? And then like they ask for like gas money. Like,
It's another thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess let us know what you think in the comments since none of you guys like to fucking comment sometimes.
Yeah.
Comment. And I want to know if you think that
Every
people
time
should
you
have to
comment, I
pay
get
to
hard.
come to your birthday party. And also about gas. Yeah. What is that? Like,
I don't know. But also, I mean, I don't know. You also said that when you go to parties, if you were to take a bottle to the party, you gonna leave
it depends. I never thought about doing that until your friend did that.
Yeah.
So Shayan has a friend that she brings her own cigarettes, her own blow, her own bottle of alcohol, just so she doesn't have to use.
She watches this.
It's just so she doesn't have to use anyone else's stuff.
Yeah.
But she doesn't let anyone else touch her shit either. She's just like, and she leaves with it.
She uses it as a hierarchy, which is great. Because we'll go to clubs and she'll be like, do you really, like, you want to talk to us? Well, okay. And then they'll be like, please, anything. Just give me a bump. And then she's like, okay, but you're going to have to go get me a new glass, do this for me, do that for me, run errands. She makes them, like, do jumping jacks, like, naked. Yeah.
No, I mean, I like the idea. And there are times where I've actually, if the bottle is not a gift for someone, I've taken it. Like if I just brought a bottle to a party and like I know I'm going to be drinking that because a lot of people don't like the alcohol that I drink.
Yeah.
So if I'm bringing it and I want to sip on it, I might leave with it at the end.
I'm
going to be very sneaky about it and be like, oh, someone drank it all. But low key, I like already took it to my car like 5 minutes earlier and then I said bye. But but if I brought it in a gift bag and I'm gifting it to you, I'm not taking that. You know what I mean? But I like the idea of just like, you brought it for yourself. I mean, fuck, I don't know. It sounds bad. I don't know.
I think also it depends how expensive is the bottle. Like it's like, are you gonna like?
Yeah, if I'm going to a party where the best tequila is Jose Cuervo,
Yeah.
and I'm walking in with a bottle of 42 or Plaza Azul, then I'm probably gonna take it with me if it's not already finished. But yeah, no, for sure.
What's your drink of choice?
Tequila.
It's always so specific. It's with.
Oh,
it
depends. I mean, I just like on dark tequila with an orange, but it has to be like not Casamigos and not like some shitty.
You don't
tequila.
like Casamigos?
It's the worst tequila ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
God,
You know how
all the
much
kids-
vanilla and sugar they put in that?
No
It's not even a real
way.
tequila, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. You should create your own brand. Your own
Yeah.
tequila.
Call it
company.
Keep It Coming Tequila.
Yeah.
And we'll spit it in Cheyenne's
Well,
mouth.
yeah. So to say those boys. Oh my God. I should talk about that. This guy that I've been talking to, this is crazy. So I posted the video of the Wild Boys spitting the tequila in my mouth, which hot, by the way, so sexy. This guy that I've been talking to saw that replied to the story, and he said, yeah, nah, after seeing this, I don't think this is gonna work out.
That's funny.
What? And I literally was
Understandable.
Like, I was like, no, I was like, no, it's a skit, it's comedy, it's funny. And he was just like, no. He said something like, I fantasize being with you. I don't fantasize getting an STD by you.
That's
something
funny.
crazy. And I was
Aw,
like, this is
that's what DoxyPep is for.
And then he was like, yeah. And then you were talking about how like you were bragging about how you got 6 STDs in 1 year. And I'm like,
Only 6? That's a good year.
I know, like boring. Yeah, he sucks.
So if you were a man for a day again, what would you do?
It wasn't that funny.
There's that high pitch. So here comes a lie.
Here comes the lie.
Here comes a lie.
It depends. Am I gonna come back as like my boy self, or like can I be any type of guy?
Just a boy.
Because I always
Just take off your makeup.
What? That's crazy. No, I've always fantasized if I were to come back, which I hopefully don't come back. I don't want to come back. But if I do come back, well, I just had an out-of-body experience. Hold on. Okay, cute. No, I would. I would want to come back as a hot, tall, big dick, just lazy motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like most hot, tall, big dick guys are lazy motherfuckers.
Yeah. Like I would just literally just fuck and just gaslight and just get by on just like, who cares? Like I have a big cock. Like, doesn't matter.
Oh, you forgot one important thing.
What?
You would be white.
What? I mean, I don't know. Oh,
well, because everything you just explained seems like a hot, tall, white big
guy.
dick guy.
Yeah, probably.
No shade.
Just like, I don't know. I would love like my biggest struggle to be like, fuck, my like grandma died. And like, I got a big cock. Like, I gotta pump out. Like that, I feel like that's like their biggest issues. They're like, yeah, ever since like my grandma died, I can't get hard anymore. Like,
damn.
Sorry, I don't know.
So our new manager made a comment. And we're going to bring this up. And because it's actually funny because I have thought this exact same thing that he said though. But typically, now that I've seen several wieners in my life, and I've heard you've seen a few, but typically I feel like guys with smaller wieners tend to be more successful than guys with bigger wieners.
For sure.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And I think, and he hit it spot on the nose when he said this, because I've always thought this, we never talk about it, but I do think that like society really praises guys with huge dicks. So it gives them this ability to kind of walk around with this swag and think that they don't really have to work as hard.
And they don't.
But they, that's not true at all. But like, you know, without saying, actually he doesn't watch this anyway, but like Dylan, you know, I had an old roommate that like was just like literally everything you explained, tall, handsome, runway model, huge wiener, but like mental issues, depression, couldn't hold a job for the life of him. And like,
he did. They were too close. It was so weird.
But no, you know, weird. It's, I don't know. And it leads us to believe like, look at Donald Trump, who probably has a tiny wiener, and like, he's the leader of the free world. You know what I mean?
What did you say, the analogy? A little kid sitting on a bean
Yeah,
bag?
It's like a little kid sitting on a beanbag.
That's Donald for sure.
But like, it's very, it's interesting. It's very that. So I don't know. I mean, anyhow, I don't know. That was a little tangent-y off topic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's much of a question or more of a statement, but
yeah, I mean, I agree. But you know what? Big dick guys, you don't have to do much. It's okay.
That's wild.
We'll take care of you. Just come
yeah,
on
but
over.
I feel like big is relative because we have Miss Naughty over there who thinks 11 is normal.
Yeah, she thought. Yeah, yeah, she does.
Jesus
she
Christ.
She was like, yeah, the average.
I feel like this is too big. Like, girl.
Hey, that's the throat goat right here. That's the throat.
No, it's weird. Like not the throat though, because I hate when a dude when you're sucking someone and they want to like bruise your throat. I'm sorry, I'm not about that life because I just know that the next like 5 to 8 days I'm gonna have a sore throat and it's just gonna be a mess. I'm like, no, we're not doing this the throat bruising at all.
Yeah.
Someone actually asked me, they're like, hey, can I meet Shayan? And I was like, maybe. And they're like, well, like, can I bruise her throat? And I was like, I mean, I don't know, bitch. Like,
What the
I don't even know if that's possible. So yeah, I went to dinner yesterday with Cam, and it was like this Mexican restaurant, and it was a weird situation because to the left of me, I had a table that was filled with like morbidly obese people. Just like,
so there was a mirror there.
no, bitch, I'm not fat. Help me, I like to eat. No, and to the right of me was a table that were constantly getting their cards declined. Like the people were literally running their card and like blaming the server, and they were just getting really mad. And it like put me in a place where like I was getting heated. I literally was like sitting there, and I was just like, all right, like there's one and the other. Like I don't know. Like what about you? Would you rather be fat or would you rather be poor?
Ooh, I mean, you said a fat couple, so I'd rather be fat because their cards in decline, they're eating good, and you know she got a man. So period.
That is true. There's someone for everybody.
Big hoes always have a man. You ever watch 600 Pound Life? They always have a man.
That is
They always
true.
have people obsessed with them. Being skinny, ever since I got skinny, boring, no trade. When I was thick as hell, everyone loved me. Everyone wanted a piece of this pie. But, well, what about you? Would you rather be rich and fat or poor and lonely?
Skinny?
Or skinny.
Rich and fat.
Right.
I aspire to be rich and fat. As much as I talk shit
Yeah.
about fat people, it's probably because I secretly want to be fat.
Exactly.
Like, I subconsciously, I
jealous.
love to eat, but like
Yeah.
you have to, we live in LA, you have to keep an image. Cause like I fucking love to eat. Like Nadia brought me a stack of chocolate.
Yeah.
Like 2/3 of those are already gone.
Yeah. Jealousy
So, like,
is a disease.
I live for
Anthony.
food. Jealousy, no, it's a sin, not a
It's
disease.
a disease too.
AIDS is a disease.
Oh. Too soon.
No, do you have more
No,
news for
no, my
us?
God, no.
Oh,
Too soon as in like
no.
that's like from the 80s. Like,
Oh, speaking of a bad joke,
Uh-huh.
I got one for you. Actually, it's not even a joke. It's more or less like, did you know that there's like this secret language for people who have HIV?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called having a house in Vegas. Yeah. People would be at the bar and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, she's really cute. And like, yeah, she has a house in Vegas.
You're
and I was like,
kidding.
it took me a long time to catch on to this up until kind of recently because someone actually replaced Vegas with Valley and I live in the Valley. And they're like, oh, she has a house in the Valley. And I was like, oh yeah, I live in Burbank. And they're like, no, bitch, like you have a house in the Valley. And like they had to like, actually like ask me 3 times. And it wasn't until I realized I was like, house in Valley, HIV. No, I don't have that house in the Valley.
Wow.
No shade to any people who have houses in valleys or anything.
Yeah,
but
no, I mean,
it was wild.
that's tough. I mean, there is this crazy stigma on it, and we've actually mentioned this a million times, and every time we mention it, the footage gets lost. But now we have a new editor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Every time. But there is this huge stigma on people with HIV, and I think people have to break out of that stigma.
You know, I think the stigma is still there, and we're getting deep, y'all.
Yeah.
I think the stigma is still there because people lie. And I think that as long as people are going to lie, that stigma is still going to remain. And, you know, as much as people are on their meds or undetectable or whatnot, you know, how do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is tough. Like if someone came to me and they're like really hot and they're my type, and then this has actually happened to me, and, you know, it gets down the road where they tell you that they have HIV.
Right.
It's really fucking hard to keep that same tone throughout the
Yeah.
relationship because like it's always going to sit in the back of my mind. Always. It'll always be there. It doesn't matter, you know, what meds are out there. It'll always be there. And it sucks because it's like, you know, there's this guy that I saw in a video who got into a fight with someone and then they started like busted his face open. He's bleeding everywhere. And he's literally started yelling, I have HIV. And like, people scattered like fucking rats. You know what I mean? And there's a video that was recorded recently. It was like in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And the guy just starts literally just saying, I have HIV, I have HIV. And everyone just booked it like cockroaches when the lights turned on. You know what I mean? But this leads to other questions, you know, and I think we'll step away from the HIV topic and get more on something a little more relatable on your end is, would you tell someone right off the bat that you're trans in a dating app? Because I know that oftentimes in dating apps, guys will withhold the HIV.
Right.
But what about you?
See, I wouldn't have it in my bio just because I'm putting all that. I mean, even though all that information is out there now, but I don't know. I like to. I tell them right away, but I like to tell them myself for some reason. I've always been that way. Like it's even if it's like if I'm in a club or a bar or something and someone's gonna like clock me in front of them, it's like at least just give me that time to be able to disclose that myself because for some reason I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I just get a little bit of power that way. And usually every single time each guy is like, thank you so much for being honest with me. That's very sweet of you, and
It's literally the exact same answer I think someone would give when it comes to the HIV conversation. Because like I know that when people do tell me, it's the same thing. It's like, thank you so much for telling me. I appreciate it. Because like you never want to come back and then not tell someone because they keep getting blocked. You know what I mean? Like that's the shitty part. It's like if you keep getting shamed for it, why are they going to tell the truth? You know what I mean? Why would you tell the truth if every time you told someone you're trans, they blocked you? Eventually you're going to be like, fuck this. I'm going to let them find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's a rough. I feel like those two topics are so incredibly relatable for the gay community and trans community because the only difference is like one of them you're going to be on meds for the rest of your life, but then again, it's the same thing with trans. You're on meds for the rest of your life, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
I would date a guy if he had HIV. I wouldn't care, especially nowadays, because I feel like it's hard because, we did grow up in that time where I know my mom sat me down and she was like, if you're going to be this.
I think you're lying.
What?
I think you're lying because
I'm not lying.
This is why I think you're lying. I think you're lying because you wouldn't date a guy who has fucked with other guys.
I said that, and then I ended up dating a guy who fucked other guys.
Yeah.
That's true. I always go against my word. I always tell myself I'm not gonna do this, and then I change. Depends on the person. It's always.
I think there's a word for that.
Mental
crazy.
No, I mean, yeah, but growing up in that time, I do remember my mom being like, "You're gonna have sex and you're gonna die of AIDS," and it's like that is just not. That's not the world we live in anymore. Nowadays, I know plenty of people with HIV. You can live a long, happy, healthy life and be partnered, and they cannot have it. And
what's the same thing with trans? You can live a long, happy, healthy life.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like the two are very parallel. I don't know. I really think
HIV and trans.
I do only because like the way you have to disclose.
Okay, hold on, let me get my whiteboard.
No, no, but I mean like the way that someone would have to disclose.
Actually, this might be interesting. Okay.
The way that someone has to disclose it.
No way. Okay.
You have to be on a meds for the rest of your entire life, right? You have to disclose.
Disclose.
Right. Your life expectancy is less than
35.
Is less than 35, in general.
45%. Don't make it past age 35.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I know that trans life expectancy is not very high. I know.
No, not for HIV. Yeah, trans. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both very low. I mean, what else? You both be fucking dudes. Anyhow, so.
I mean, well, here's the thing. There are a lot of trans girls that don't disclose it. I personally don't. I think personally I don't because I think I will just always be clocked. I don't know. If I was someone who transitioned at a very young age and I was passable and I had a pussy, I'd probably have a different answer. I probably wouldn't tell guys. I'd probably want to live stealth. And I know there are a lot of girls out there that do live stealth, and props to them, but I just feel like that was never part of my thing because I transitioned much later in life. And that's also the battle that we're in, politically. It's like they're saying like they want us to go through actual puberty and then transition as an adult and later in life. But also when you transition younger, it's just easier because you don't have to go through all the like male puberty and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Speaking of transitioning, I want to have my first surgery, I think.
Oh.
I haven't decided yet, but I've been thinking about it for a little while. But you guys, I don't even want to talk about it on here because like now I'm just going to point it out and everyone's going to notice it from here on out. But luckily it's toward the end of the episode and only like 30% of you guys stay tuned into the end of the episode.
What said our SEO. Right
this is what our SEO just told us. So you should stay till the very end. But I hate that when I laugh, you could see like a double chin going on. I don't know. How do I get rid of that? Is it dieting or something? Should I fast more? Like, I don't know. I also think, you know what it might be? Because I have like that fucking like look down type shit. I'm like always looking down at my phone constantly. And I'm like, I'm wondering if I'm getting like text message neck or some shit. And it's driving me crazy. And I've been looking and doing some research on like how to get rid of it, whether I suck it up or pin it up or something.
The only thing is if you do lipo it, you are going to have loose skin. And then you would have to do a lift. So then you'll have like the glottal, the little turkey neck.
Ew, no.
Yeah. Which that happened to me. Yeah, I got lipo, and then I was like, oh shit, and then I got a full.
That's why.
And facelift and everything else. But I'm still natural.
Maybe she's born with it.
Yeah,
maybe it's methamphetamines.
Maybe it's Dr. Raphael in Plano, Texas. Yay, love you.
Well, Shayan, this episode has been phenomenal. But now it's time for your favorite part.
Draw penises on my new whiteboard. Yay!
No, it's game time. Today's game is cream pie in the face. You're not new to this. So basically, you got to spin the little thingy, and however many times it lands on, you twist it. I don't know. Just do it.
4 times?
All right, 4 times.
Oh,
no,
my God. Oh, my God. This is so crazy. 1. Wait, how does
Spin it forward.
Oh, 4?
There you go. Your chin has to go on that thing.
No.
There we go.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, my God.
That's fucking great.
Oh, my God. You made such a mess. Oh. 2? That's not fair.
Darn.
What the hell?
Right.
This is rich.
Fuck. I don't know how I feel about
Put your. Oh no, you might.
Oh, hell
One
yeah.
more.
Nope, Shayan. It's your turn.
Open up for Daddy.
No, it's your turn again.
Yeah, lick it off. Yeah.
Well, that's all, folks.
If you want to watch more fucked up shit,
Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
woo!